September 11th.
Right.
Years later, a pause to reflect.
So, let's see what we got here, metaphysically. Oh, yeah, it's the 9/11 anniversary. And,
we will have more on those.
So, you know,
throughout the hour. We begin though with the day
I have an idea where, like, arbitrarily, it's a bit ambiguous because you watch CNN, but you have inclinations of, like, opinions of saying, oh, such and such is too much fabrication in the news. Well, let's just get into the news, okay? This is whatever it is, you know, a bit ambiguous, if you will. Narrowly, I mean, what is narrowly? Okay, so also wear pants though. Okay, so I haven't talked to John King in a while. I haven't interfaced with John King's show for a while, and so given that, you know, so they're still talking about 2024, third term 2024, and stuff like that, and you know, I mean, you don't want to talk to Brizite, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to sound like you're Brizite too much. But it's little consolation and stuff. You can only say it the way it comes out. The way it comes out. Like, look, if it's just going to come out this way, you mash out this way. Then it says, narrowly, what were you thinking of? I forgot already. That was already 5 seconds ago. So, the Democrats here and such and such, and so people are all like, you know what? This doesn't even address. Let's put an applicatory on it. Then let's say the Ninth Circuit Appeals, and say the sexual harassment and stuff. Okay, so you kind of want to wake up to like idea without metaphysical, you know. One neighbor says, you know, good morning to you. Yeah, that's right, yeah. And but you know, the other, the whole. I don't know how many times you're gonna say it over and over again. You almost kind of run out of breath of saying it. And it's just like, and it's like, and say, oh, you know what? You know what? As they say, oh, what's this whole spin of it? The spin of this, your old childhood friends and stuff like that, and stuff who turned Benghazi or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, Israel told me. What about it? You know what I mean? What about it? A big trap, you know, a big frame, a big network of. Yeah, dude, it's total bad. So just it takes air out of you, and like, you know, you don't even want to hold the other hand, and you're like, you know, you hate how people get expert about the whole idea. It's like the adequate representation of anti-PR or PR that you cannot be removed and stuff like that. Okay, with this fabrication and all. And what she said in Third Generation and stuff, what she said on Ninth Circuit Appeals of sexual harassment. I'm like, dude, you know what? I still have not seen any justice in that. I mean, there's no due process. There is no due process. And even if bond program was, there's no intervention into whatsoever. Is there impartial thought? Even if I wanted to grow a plant, and fuck a plant. I don't care about a plant. If I wanted to grow a plant, California place law doesn't trump California law. And so, I mean, and I'm not going to sit up here and fill a whole bedroom with plants full of soil and be like, yeah, you know what, this is what I'm about, and all this stuff.
But it's a trajectory that...
It's talking about, this is principalities and whatnot. So let's just look at the Ninth Circuit Appeals and talk about what it is. It's talking about the sexual harassment and stuff like that.
But some other races...
And so why is it gotta be such a focal point on, like, you know what I'm saying, on like fucking such double standards, triple, quadruple standards, and be like, oh, you know what, we need you to be Colonel Sanders in here in this situation, and in such and such.
You're thinking about retiring next year. It doesn't necessarily make you feel better.
No one knows how to work Excel. No one knows how to work a total button.
Oh, maybe.
No one knows how to work a total. I don't really have any excuses, man. I say what you represent, man. You come in here, you act all breezy when you come in, and then once you're moved in, you kind of like, you get all attitude and all this other stuff, and start to be like, oh, no one's better than me and all that stuff. It's the same poverty welfare mentality that comes it shows up. It shows its face every time. It's like once you're in here, you get in, you're like, oh, it's all hunky dory, and then once you get in here, it's all like, what the fuck are you talking about, and all this stuff, and you turn straight cabbage. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I'm not feeling ways, but it's because I am in depression. You know what I mean? It is Suicide Month. It's not just Suicide Watch Day yesterday. It is Suicide Watch Month. Okay, if you're in deep depression, you're going to go through this a whole month, whether the seasons change or the moon gets closer to the earth or whatever it is that does that. You know, so who fucking knows, you know? And I'm not interested in someone that's 18. I'm not interested, but forget about that. I just like going to Pego because I feel like being around someone away from hobbyists.
But certainly,
I don't need Laura Spencer looking at me all stupid with her fucking glazed over eyes, talking about I have a big head and stuff like this, and look what I did, look how intricate I am, and stuff like that. So with the look at this, but what? But if I was born in Arizona, if I was raised in Arizona, it might not be such a problem with impotency. It might be a little bit different. At 43, you know, sit up there, you're going to go to the fucking high school rally and talk about, yeah, I'm driving a 67 Camaro. You know, yeah, let's do it all over again.
It's been a steady.
So, what difference does it make? Whether you sit up here and you have 13-inch feet, or you know, or you don't, or you like act like responsible during the day, and you just like, and so I don't know that. So holds house, and so GOP holds house. So I don't know about GOP or a fabricated CNN talking about faker news and stuff like that. They talk about gossip and stuff like that on the Facebook and stuff like that. Oh, you're right. But I'm just saying, you know, I'm like, you know, it all circumvents a frame of some sort to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna network to be such and such, which is the end result is basically we want to isolate you and basically we want to marginalize you, and you know, to show you what is the show? There's nothing to show. There's no theorems to prove. There's nothing to say. It just is. You know what I mean? It just is. You're in San Francisco. You're in Sacramento. It just is. You have a car. It just is. You know, you buy gas daily. It just is, and stuff like that. Sit up here and I don't know. Still listen to somebody who can't read beyond a 4th grade level. And just can't speak worth a dime. Who can't read worth a dime and talk about, well, you know what? I can take a robocall and know how to handle a robocall because you know I'm about it. You know what I mean? I don't need a standard to be like, well, you know, you get on our level. Well, you know what? I don't need to be extorted. I don't need to be extorted by some old people that don't know how to deal with their finances, or that are being moved out of Sacramento because metropolitan people are moving in and stuff like that, and be like, you know, saying, oh well, this is our man, we're ass back. Well, then go ass back into the country then. You know what I mean? And all other problems that circumvent all other problems that circumvent me. And living with my immediate family and stuff like that, and all the vulnerabilities we face, glass on the ground, and all this feet tracking glass into the carpet. Why, dude? What is it for? Just to batter? I mean, what is it for? Just to call it for intent, criminal intent? I mean, you know, what is it to you know? I mean, cut our feet. You know what I mean? So what is it that you want? Even if it was the case, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't a extortion case. You can look at me from far away and be like, come on in my face, and be like, hey man, I got a bone to pick with you. Yeah, well, what bone you got to pick with me, man? Most likely you ain't even from this fucking country. Most likely, whatever bone you got to pick with me ain't worth a damn thing. My own accent. You know, so whether it be a fabrication of CNN or what they're talking about, I don't give a fuck what they're fucking talking about. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about beyond. I don't belong in this class, dude. I don't belong in this stuff like that. For the services I would pull off, for the United States and stuff like that, I don't belong to be surrounded by as a rye or as some type of fracking apparatus or something to make more and generate more and more and more at my own expense.
2018 was